Hi, I'm Rosie.
Yay, I'm back on YouTube.
Welcome to my channel where I look into what's going on intuitively in the world from the political to the personal. I have a Patreon channel linked below and I do personal readings. Hi guys, so it's Saturday, November 9th. It's about 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm just uh introducing here today's video. So at the beginning, there's about 20 minutes of Corina's recording, audio recordings. And it's it's not so this part of her, she shares her insights and it's kind of like stream of consciousness. So it's not answering, sometimes it's not answering a specific question. It's just like things that she picks up. So it's interesting to share. Okay. And so she talks about, the first part is she talks about something she saw Elon Musk and satellites. The second part is it's interesting how she connected like solar panels and Elon Musk also, and then that MAGAs are also having doubts, even though not all of them, of course, but when people think, oh, how are they going to react? It's shady to them as well. They may not be sharing it, but it is, okay? And then at last, Corinna shares a story um, about it's not an answer to anything. It's just like explains her own experience when she did a sting operation to catch a thief at her workplace. So I thought it was interesting just because it explains why. You know how when people are like, oh, why can't you just arrest somebody? It's really pretty complicated. So it's not that simple. But then once you arrest a person, it's over, right? Okay, so that's that. Okay, and thanks for watching. And then after that, and you can see the different chapters. You can skip ahead if you want. You can watch the rest later, whichever you choose how you watch it. And then we answer questions. Okay, several questions from the comments that were left here that are relevant. And it's not that, I mean, I'm sure that there's so much that we could talk about, but we just want to make sure that we put out videos, answering these questions and expanding on this topic further of Kamala returning and so forth, and the questions that arise and events that are connected. Okay. All right. So thanks for watching.
Hi, Rosie. I'm just sitting here again going through comments and something. I was reminded I had a dream last night, and in the dream, I was floating through space. And I have this app called Skyview that I love, and I like to sit out because we're up against that hiking mountain, so there's nothing behind me. So I love to sit out at night and look at the planets and the constellations and with my Skyview app. So it was almost like I was in that app because you can see, with that app, you can see satellites and pieces of rocket floating through space. And so I was out there with that. And I don't know what the connection is, but for some reason, I came across the satellite, like a satellite was near me. But then it was like I had knowledge of there's something to do with a satellite and a computer program and Elon Musk. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. Whether anything comes of that or not, who knows? But I want to say it because it just came to me again. And I don't remember my dream, so I didn't remember that when I woke up. But I'm just sitting here, and all of a sudden it came rushing in. So I'm just going to put that out there with you. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hi, Rosie. It's 11:38 p.m. I'm so tired. I'm trying to sleep, which is obviously not for me lately. I still am just getting so much coming through, and I can't even grasp everything. But I actually wanted to pass this along because I found it an interesting tidbit to what I had said earlier about floating in space and Elon Musk. So I'm going to send it to you in the morning, though, because I know you're tired, too. You don't need to be getting many more videos tonight. Okay, so I'm sitting here again trying to clear my head because I'm so tired. And I'm just trying to relax, and I kind of felt like I was about to go out, float into space again. But it showed me our solar box on the side of our house. Now, mind you, that solar box, when we bought the house, we thought, great, we have solar. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so great. Well, this solar box is a Tesla, which actually it's supposed to be. It's not, let's just say it's not, but it's supposed to be. They put in a piece of junk unit. So it has been a piece of, I'll say it in German so it's not so bad. It doesn't sound so bad. It's been a piece of Scheiße since we've moved in. And we always are like, screw you, Elon Musk. You know how we feel about him. So anyway, I kept getting the images of that solar box. And at first I saw like sparks coming out of it. And so it kind of scared me, like, because I remember we had it back when we lived in Georgia, and we had that fire that burned our detached garage. And so I thought, oh gosh, maybe it's trying to warn me about something, because I saw sparks coming out of the box. And it's been, like I said, let me actually go back and say, after I said it's a piece of scheisse, the thing has never worked right since we moved in. That's why I call it that, because it glitches all the time. You can hear it. You walk by the unit. I walk by it every day when I take a walk. It goes, it's just click, 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 click. It's constantly glitching. So, but anyway, I first saw the sparks come out of it, and that's when I thought, well, maybe it's trying to warn me something. But then as soon as I felt like, oh gosh, is it trying to warn me about a fire? It was like, no. It was like, it took that fear right out of me and switched to that sound of it glitching, like that clicking. And so I was like, okay, what's that? But it was interesting because then I was trying to figure out, okay, the glitching, but then, okay, it took me back out into floating because I was like trying to figure out, I was like, okay, I'm so tired. I don't know what that means. And so I go back out into space because I'm just now thinking I'm going to fall asleep. And there's a character with me from the Minions movie. His name is GRU. And he's kind of like a comical criminal, I guess you could say. Children's movie. And he looks at me and he goes, they're never going to find us up here. They're never going to suspect us in space. They would never think to look up here. And I was looking at the satellite and the computer program that I saw this morning, or whenever I saw that, when I was floating out. And immediately I knew what the glitching was. And okay, I'm not, I don't know if I'm right when I'm going to say what I'm going to say, but it really doesn't matter because it was what it needed to show me to get to the relevant point. So it showed me like everything Musk touches, he's a sloppy builder. It kind of made me understand like he doesn't care about the fine details that would create like a, I want to say like tight security or tight safety, or that's kind of what I'm getting like I want to say everything he touches glitches. That's what I want to say. And so that's what it made me understand. And then GRU was gone, and I was looking at this satellite and it was glitching. And so was the computer program. And it was like, don't worry. He did it. But he was a sloppy builder. So, and when GRU was like, they'll never think to look up here. They'll never find us in space, our evidence in space. It was like, oh, but he's a sloppy builder. So guess what? They will find you. So, oh my gosh, I hope that makes even sense because I'm so tired. I'm not even sure what's coming out at this point, but all I know is I have to record these little tidbits. So anyway, you'll get this in the morning and I'll talk to you then. Bye.
Okay, so I just wanted to make a short, I'm making several little very short videos. So this is just that after the video the audio that I shared from Corina about the minions, it was fascinating when I heard that from her, because I understood something that she wasn't necessarily familiar with. So just to show you that, so she mentioned the minions and a character named GRU. So I'm going to share this with you because I thought it was fascinating. Okay, hold on. Okay. I think it's quite important and big deal. So Minions is this animated film, and the name is GRU. So I told her that GRU, it's the Russian military intelligence. So because that's what I did not so I checked online to see that the GRU name was the spelling that I thought it was, which is GRU, and indeed, like I showed, it is. But the other meaning that it has is the GRU is the most sophisticated part of Russian military intelligence. So so this is the part that when they hack elections, that's what they do. That's they're doing, huh? Interesting information. Okay, no, really. So so here it is, the Fancy Bear. So now Fancy Bear, this is a whole story, but in 2016, the Dutch intelligence even showed it. There were articles in the Netherlands that showed how they had penetrated this group, Fancy Bear, a hacking group that's part of the GRU, the Russian military intelligence. Therefore, now I'm gonna just stop sharing. So going back to what Corina was saying, she wasn't aware of it. She was just saying that she had seen somehow in her head the character GRU from the movie Minions appeared. So I immediately wrote to her and said, you know what GRU means? So what she said essentially was that she was saying, oh, there's a weird connection between this GRU character and the Minions and Elon Musk. And I was like, no, that's big. What you're saying is that there's a connection between Elon Musk and Russian military intelligence, aka GRU. So just to give more color and context to this, which is fascinating. Okay. All right.
So I'm sitting here and I just saw like a couple guys from MAGA. And you know how when guys are about to fight and they're screaming and pumping their fists and hitting their chest and just yelling, yeah, kind of, real loud like that. And it's like after the election. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, wait, we we won. They're almost a little surprised they won. And they're kind of still going, yeah. But then you know how it kind of fades off? It's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But what that is, they're going, it's like a few days later now, and it's almost like they're coming out of just as much fog as we are in a way. Because their fog is they're starting to feel this was a little too easy for us to win. What? We were supposed to fight. That's what they were conditioned to do. So their brains are trying to process that, like that energy. Where did we, you know, they, they're not quite sure. So they're starting to feel the eeriness. That's what it is. The eeriness of how easy this is going for them, how smooth we are. So it doesn't feel right to them either. They are getting eerie.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosie, psych investigator, and Corina. Okay, so here we are again. Here we go again. Okay. So, oh wait, so remove 10. That's right. So whoever talks, that's nice. They show it right on the automatically on the recording. So we're here back. So today, just to just give an introduction. So I'm including some audios that of information Corina picked up yesterday, then this morning also, Corina, right? That and then there's just answering more of your questions. Okay. So I've organized here the questions. So we're ready to get started, right, Corina?
Yep, ready to
Okay.
get started.
Okay, so let's start. I'm gonna share the screen here. Okay, so share. Okay, all right. So here we are. All right. So answering questions. Okay, so the first, let's see the first question. Okay, so now if you haven't listened to, to be fair, guys, I don't know exactly if I may put the audio towards the end because so Corina had very interesting information about Elon Musk satellites and how she believes there was communication in terms of the vote. So this comment kind of introduces some of the things we're going to talk about, right, Corina? So so just want to tell you that this is there's more about it, more information that Corina especially picked up. Now how do I say this? So I don't want to, overshare, but I am a kind of self-taught software developer. I guess I can say that record is kind of straight to say it.
Yes,
But
you are.
so I saw this comment and I did pick up a lot of really interesting information about how I believe there was a computer program installed in the voting machines because of course the voting machines are electronic, right? So the way that so I'll read the comment and then I'll discuss a little bit more and then we can ask. Okay, so here, hypothetical case, a clever computer geek or team working together could flip a result from blue to red candidate via the voting machines by changing a line in the algorithm. It would be a secret hack in order to bypass oversight. I know that backdoor gates are sometimes installed in programs ahead of time. So I agree with this person. I believe now this is, and now guys, what I'm going to do, this sounds crazy. Is I realize it's possible for me to build the software to replicate what I believe happened and then have a website where that shows that you can even look through the code and see how it works. I don't think they're saying that it's like, oh, some kind of really hyper sophisticated AI. I don't necessarily think it has to be that sophisticated. This is what's said. So what I even that happened is like that, you vote, it's counted and the vote and your information is in a database inside the voting machine, right? And then at some point, this information of the voting is supposed to go out to whoever reports, however it's reported. And that's when there has to be, I believe, some sort of internet connection that transmits that information to somebody, something, right? So that at that moment, that's what I think that happened. Then they calculated I believe they calculated, for example, they knew the number of registered voters for that county. And then they use some sort of mathematical calculation to say, okay, a certain percentage flip 20% more for however it was, and they transmit the wrong number. So I believe that there's a likelihood that the machine itself has some sort of record of the correct number, but what was sent out, was it was this line, what the person refers to here, changed the total and sent out the wrong total. And that's why, because remember, they rushed to send it out. Why? Because it had to be out before everything was counted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that because the counting would be the truth. So it had to kind of like mess up the whole thing. And since there's I don't know exactly how this is structured. There is, like, of course, all the voting machines, and then all the data is informed to somebody else. So as this data is sent to the bigger database of the state or whatever, or like the larger county or whatever it is, that's when they change the totals. And that's the mistake they made. That's what I saw also. I saw the math guys, a little bit, the math mistake they've made. I saw the computer language they used. So I'm going to build, it's not that complicated because there are a lot of examples that I can kind of mix and match, but I will include that. Right, Corina? So I guess we can ask just Spirit, are we on the right track about this? And so should I build? No, I think we talked about it, but let's just ask, should we build this program to show anybody how it works? Should we do it? Are we on the right track? Should we build? Okay. I see thumbs up for sure. Yes.
Yes, because it shows people the proof.
That's it. And then it doesn't matter if you're psychic or not. They'll be like, you know what?
Exactly.
The psychic. The point is, this is the thing. You can see it, how it works, so that it becomes real for people. Because that's what's important now, is that the possibility and the reality that this was some kind of like shady operation, it becomes real to people. Like, they get it, how it happened. So
Exactly.
okay.
And Rosie, I picked up too that you're self-taught and you can do this. So you can imagine how easy it can be. It's not that, I mean, it's not easy, trust me, what you're going to do. But for technical people, it is. So
yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because how the whole myth of, like, Leon, right? Like, he's such
Leon's so smart.
well, he's such a genius. But this is what one of the things Serena picked up, is that he's bad. Like, in the end, I think that Elon Musk is a hack. I mean,
Yes.
I feel like he is intelligent, yes, but he's not as technically advanced or technically superior as he likes to claim. That's marketing. And that's why I think ultimately it's faulty, because if he has his fingers on it, it's not that great. He's great at marketing, but he's not like the so-called technical genius that he likes to portray. So that's why it will be found out, because he's got a big mouth also. So anyway, so that answers it, right, Karina? So okay, right?
And my visions will support that.
Yes, Karina has a very interesting on the whole other side of it, okay, about the satellite aspect. And okay, and we'll discuss that later, because it's very exciting. But okay, so let's move to the next question here. Okay, so all right, so okay, now this is also very interesting. Rosie, I saw a video of Joe Rogan on his podcast saying that Elon told him that he had developed an app. On election night, he called Elon, and Elon said he already knew the results 4 hours before anyone got results. Apps can work as a remote controllers for software like election software, just saying. So this connects especially with what Corina saw, right, Corina? So, but she didn't see the app. She saw another side of it. But I guess we should ask, what's the story here with Joe? Because I also think it's very good that Joe Rogan, that there's this video. I'm not gonna add the video because you can look it up online. You can find it easily. But the point is that he's a very well-known person. And this is essentially some sort of is evidence, right? And he has become, whether he wants it or not, he's a witness now to this.
Yeah.
So what is this? So I guess the question, right, Karina, would be like, tell us more. What's the story of the app that Joe Rogan was talking about? What is the story here, right? Is that the way to ask this question, Karina?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's ask. So what's up with the story of the app, the Joe Rogan that was telling him about? You say no, he's true. He was looking through the app. What is it? Okay. Wow. So that's right. Okay, so it is telling me, Corina. Okay, I guess we could can I say it's okay. I mean, we'll
Yeah,
get into this.
they'll hear it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, so his communication with a certain foreign country.
Yeah, yeah,
Saying,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
foreign country created this app even just for him or for the people involved in this to see what's going on, how they're altering the. I'm actually serious about it, so that everybody will be knowing what's happening, right? They knew everything, right? It's kind of interesting.
yeah, yeah.
So so yes, it's true. There is this. I mean, yes, it's evidence, and yes, Joe Rogan, and I do have this nagging question, Corinne. I just said that, and tell me, because then I have a question about Joe Rogan. But tell me what you saw from this, and then we asked about Joe Rogan.
Oh, well, yes, exactly. Because I mean, it just takes me back, like I said, the vision. Yeah, it supports it, everything.
Okay, so
Yeah,
do you think this is a question that I have, the nagging question? Because to me it seems like that's kind of like a confession, or like was Joe
it
Rogan
is.
saying it to like expose Elon Musk? Was it doing it on purpose to expose Elon Musk, or was it
Yeah.
saying it?
Well, what I pick up too is those guys, they're all, a lot of them are all talk and they're just as scared of Trump as anybody else. They don't
Okay,
want him, they really don't want him in there as much as they want to say they do. After, what I get after his interview with him, I don't even want to tell you the words that come because they're not nice, but, and I don't want to say that in public, but he thought, oh wow, no,
that's
he
wrong.
knew we can't have him in there, and so that he just did that as exposure. Yes,
Oh, yeah. So yes, and it tells me now it's a yes. He did it knowingly outside of his show, so that it would be like, wow, he goes out and said he's being interviewed about it. So he understood. He did it on purpose, knowing that it could be picked up. Yes. Okay,
yeah,
cool. All right, that's good. Okay, cool.
yeah,
Interesting. So yes, it's saying yes, it's part of the whole thing. It's saying this will be part of how Elon wasn't the only person who had access to this app. It was others higher ups involved in.
exactly.
Okay, okay. Wow. Okay, okay. So then the next question. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Okay, ask whether there was any monkey business mail and ballots, particularly on the part of someone when the postal service, like for instance, Louis DeJoy, the postmaster general, was appointed by Trump in 2020.
I think we can answer that easily.
Yeah, that's right. So I just picked up what Corinna and I discussed it earlier, that yes, there's shady business with the mail-in ballots, but I got just now even the percentage. It said something like 7. It's like a small percentage relative to
Right.
the damage. The damage was really done by changing the final totals. That's what I got.
Yeah,
Okay. Not to say that it wasn't, but that the significant thing here is how they changed the totals. They like
exactly.
it was like a
Yeah,
random thing, honestly.
and
So
how, like, how I said the other day they did they switched something up towards
mhm,
the end. I think that they saw the overwhelming momentum. They didn't expect that. The rallies, so they had to do something that was mail-in ballots wasn't going to do it.
that's right.
They were
Mhm.
going to get killed with mail-in ballots. That
Okay.
wasn't nearly enough.
All right. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, that's it, right? So that we answered
Yeah,
the question. It's not to
yeah,
say again, it's not the guys like an angel or innocent, but they say the core thing to fix or to think about is like how they change the big voting totals. Okay, okay.
yeah, yeah.
So right.
There's something so much bigger at play here.
Yes, yes. No, no. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's next. Let's see. Okay. Now this is changing out the subject to, going to a different type of question. Corey and I discussed this. It's something that I guess I should have like pointed out. It's the bottom here of the comment. It's this everybody knows that November 19th, that's when and I'm not an astrologer or anything, but I
No,
listen
neither
to
am I.
like in terms of like I believe that in the bigger scale I trust it a lot, like in terms
Mm,
of
absolutely.
the patterns and also the proof. I've listened to many astrologers who have said that this configuration of the planets is exactly what it was like in the, I guess, was it French Revolution or something like that. So it's a big time, big shift,
Hmm.
big shift. So the point is that on the 19th, the big planet Pluto goes from Capricorn into Aquarius. And before this whole mess with Trump, pretending, let's just say like pretending to have won, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we did all the thought that it was going to be Kamala, that it's a new era and so forth, right? It corresponds with all these planets and all these things. So is it, I guess what the question, I guess what would be the question? The question is it I guess what is happening? Okay. I'm sorry. It's hard to explain the question. I guess it's that, is that we
Well,
have,
it's the age. There's that moving in is a new energy field.
that's
There
right.
is energy coming in, and it doesn't support what's here now.
Okay. Okay.
And so I think that will help answer the question a little bit, but that it does go with that. It's
Oh,
just
or what? It's like, is this still on track? I guess you know what it is. Could it be that it was a hiccup? And then that the signals, because in a way, symbolically, it would even be stronger if these people believe that they're so big and then they fall just at the cusp of things changing. That would make a lot of sense.
absolutely,
So,
it's the reaching of the key. I got it, and then everything crumbles beneath them.
okay,
It's
okay.
that.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, so that's
we're
just
under this illusion right now.
that's right. So is it so okay, so tell us about November 19th, the Pluto thing where it moves from Capricorn to the age of Aquarius. Is this because when we saw then Trump, claim, like he claimed to have won, and the media was reporting, acting as if it's true. So is it like, are things going to, like, is this what happens on the November 19th? Is it truly, does it really truly shift then the vibrations or something that basically going
Okay,
to push Trump under the carpet? So what happens on the 19th? I guess, right, Quinn? It's kind of sorry to
okay.
keep
So
rambling.
now what comes to me is like, how sometimes we get girls. Come on here. We are. I mean, the universe is so much more powerful than there. We have not. We don't have the power to stop the planets from moving. So yes, this is accurate. The planets are moving. This is changing. We're going into different times. We can't control that. We're the mere humans on the planet. It is a fact. It is happening. So, I know there's people that say, well, maybe we shifted timelines or that. Everything supports this new beginning. There
Mhm.
isn't one thing. I mean, I guess you could say there's things that don't, but I'm very emphatic about it. And, that's how it comes through. It's like we are changing. It's in the stars, is what I want to say. It's in the stars. It's written in the stars, literally.
Okay. So what I got here, supporting this is I saw something. You try to give me examples of, for example, I guess I used to watch sometimes, especially when it's really cold in the winter. I love to watch. It sounds creepy to say this, mean, but I watch mountaineering accident documents when people go to climb like Everest, and it's like, and K2, all these like really extremely dangerous mountains, and there's an avalanche, and they're like, oh, but they were heroes. They were so heroes, and it's like, dude, it's a mountain. It's not, so there's not enough oxygen up there. That's the point.
Exactly.
And then they're like, no, but I'm a hero. I'm gonna go. I can do it. Doom, doom, doom. And it's like, and then it shows me also what is it, like when there's like floods or these like natural events, they're so big. And no matter how big your house is, your car is fancy, who cares? You die,
Yeah,
everybody's like washed. That's to say the same thing. Still, it shows me that we're still human, and those
yeah,
people act as if they are gods. They're not gods, and they were going to learn that. And
yeah,
so it shows that this is like almost like them. It's funny. It shows me them on a stage as if it's a play. They're on a play.
yeah.
The play is the reality, pretending that the play is the reality, but it's not, and we know it's not.
Right.
So that's right. It's saying that there's something much bigger than their scheme, even though it's huge, right? And they're so powerful, something bigger is coming very soon. Oh, and it tells me, by the way, maybe we should warn, because I get a little bit, I get a little bit nervous sometimes when I say dates, right? Quinn, you and I, like, I did say there was a
Right.
date or something, the end of November.
Right.
So dates are sometimes can be flexible, but it is telling me, it's like, girls, they have 12 days left. That's what I got just now.
Wow.
So, but and then I had seen, when we talked about it, like 18, I had seen before, they said they have 18 days of celebration until the truth comes out. And so okay, today is the 9th. The election is on the 5th, right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So for 5, that's right. So that would be 12. There was 17. Is that right? 17 days? Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Day 7.
18.
17th, 18th. Oh, that's right. It was just around the now November thing, isn't it? Around.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
right. It's saying it is. So, oh, and I see come up like, oh my God, really? Wow, I'm so excited. But it's just like, okay, let's wait to make sure everything is like there's no
Right.
holes in the story. It's saying just like being a prosecutor. Like a prosecutor doesn't show up like, hi, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm almost done with the evidence. So okay, hold on. I have it's almost done the case, and that's why I'm announcing it. No, you're like only announce it when
Yeah.
like people are in jail. And
Yeah.
that's her philosophy. It's like when everything is done, then why come out and say something. Not
Hmm.
like it's saying you can't be like, well, kind of almost, or have like, and I'm getting it's an answer that something people have said saying, how some of you, I saw some comments saying like, oh, her speech, she kind of mentioned something, and I'm getting, yes, it's true. That's as far as she could go. Okay.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
and so,
why
yeah, go ahead.
it kind of came across that she felt like she was almost like lying to the public, but she wasn't. But
Yes.
she had to stay neutral and play it off. But that really hurt. That was really hard for her. But
Okay.
she knows what's coming. She knows what's coming.
Okay, Corina, okay, doesn't this thing with the dates and everything is when I say this stuff, it seems like I know people it's exciting, but I also want to ask this other question just to make sure, okay? Could it be, Corina? Some people are like, oh, could you guys be just have was it wishful thinking or like are we just project, you know what I mean? Could we be quote unquote lying to I just want to ask this question to spirit. Are we lying to people? Are we just projecting what we want to happen? I mean, let's ask, okay? Do you mind if we ask, Corina?
Yeah.
Are we just
Sure.
is everything that we're saying just a reflection of what we want to happen? Are we quote unquote lying to people? Does it make sense? I just want to ask that
Hmm.
question.
Hmm. Hmm.
If so, why? It's like you girls just it's like lift up your head, stay proud. You're telling that so no, it's like it resonates with you. You're saying you're telling you the truth as you see it. So are we
Yeah.
fully no. No, and it's saying this. If you were to quote unquote try to fool people, it would be very I don't know, it would be flimsier, it's saying. I don't know.
Exactly. And I don't normally get floods and floods and floods of information like this. This
Mhm,
isn't and and I'd like to point out maybe people that don't know me, I don't go on the internet. I
mhm,
don't read the news. I'm not a TV watcher. I'm a music person, and that's been pretty much it.
yeah.
So I don't flood myself with any information.
Okay.
So how would this information? And then I also got look at everything that's already starting to come out of the
Mhm,
shadows that
mhm.
matches what we've already seen.
Okay, and it's saying something else to me. And I realize I feel like I maybe have already said something like this. It's saying, our girls, remember the math doesn't add up. The bottom line.
Exactly. It's simple math.
Okay. Okay.
It's
So
simple math. And Rosie, you've done 3D math. It doesn't add up.
that's
Simple
right.
math.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't. Okay, so that's it, right? I think we answered this. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So let's go to
Oh
okay.
gosh, it just came in,
Uh-huh.
and I'm sorry to say it like this, but this is how it came. The dumbest kid in the class who never gets, never can get past a C or D on his exams, and he takes the final exam and gets straight A's.
Mm,
It's too obvious. It's too obvious. Instead of maybe getting a couple wrong here and there and looking like you tried and maybe you did better. No, you
mm,
got straight A's and you never have that before.
mm.
Everything is too obvious.
Okay.
They cheated too much to
Okay.
be there. It's too obvious.
Okay. No, that's great. That's good. No, makes sense, right? It makes
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
okay.
It's like, this doesn't make sense at all.
Oh no, it's
How
perfect.
did you get straight A's? So
Mhm.
no. They've screwed up too much.
No, totally. Okay. So now, okay, now moving to the next question. Now, this is about the meeting that apparently Joe Biden, we talked about it. Joe Biden is going to have his meeting with Trump on Wednesday, November 13th. Now, some people are asking about is this the time? And I think Quinn and I discussed that we don't think it's going to be the time. But let's just ask what's going to happen, right, Quinn? I do not think this is when, but we can ask. But we don't get the
Yeah.
feeling it is when this is going to,
No.
okay? So let's
Hmm.
just ask, so what is going to happen? What's up with that meeting on Wednesday at 11 a.m. between the Biden invited Trump to? Is that when things are going to start happening? So, okay.
I just thought it's basically they're just stroking him. I'm sorry to use that term, but they're just stroking him. It's like a making everything look kosher, normal.
Oh, and because I see that Biden's like, oh, this is the room. I don't know. It could be some room where they're gonna have an event. He's like, yeah. Whoa, and I feel like he's kind of high or manic or on drugs because he knows deep down that okay, by the way, it's beyond the
I
scope of the conversation. I don't think he won the other election either, but at least the other one is more discreet, right? It was more,
right.
I do think there was sentiment towards him, a lot of it, but this one is just, come on, like it's just ridiculous this way,
Yeah.
the way it went.
Yeah.
And
It's
so what I see is that Biden is making him feel safe. They're like, oh, I know we fought really hard, but the American people love you. They really do. You're so popular. You have this magical ability, like you're saying, Corinne. He's flattering his ego, and he's saying Biden is making him think that and he's like, yeah, nobody. He's such a fool. He's such a no. Like he's like, and then he tells somebody that, oh no, he doesn't know. Like he basically says no, it's all he makes it know that he doesn't think that Biden is going to do anything because he didn't even cross his mind. He's just saying how he's such a fool.
yeah,
I'm
because they're acting like nothing. Yeah.
That's right,
Yeah.
and he's even like going above and beyond. He's so nice to him,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and he's like on purpose being like this too. And I get the sense is to prep him to make him even more comfortable.
Exactly. And
That's
it
right.
makes him glitch even harder when it comes because they're just,
That's right.
everybody has lied to
Hmm.
him this whole time to, probably stay out of all the ketchup throwing,
That's
but
right.
they've lied to him to keep him pacified. I've always said it's like a weekend at Bernie's. They're just propping him up.
Hmm.
So not to make him go ballistic when they tell him everybody really does hate him,
Hmm.
but that's what it is. They're making him feel he doesn't know that he thinks everybody does love him.
Hmm. That's right.
He's so narcissistic. So, oh God, they are just stroking his ego big time.
Okay.
So he feels safe. He he
So
yeah, he feels
yeah,
safe.
yeah, but it's telling me like as because there was this as we're talking about this, and I'm like, oh, so should we ask them about when or how, whatever? And it tells me again the thing that we talked about the other day, like where I just get the sense where things are behind the scenes, it's covert on purpose, that we shouldn't know the details. It's just like all these things happening behind the scenes, and it only comes out what does it make sense, Karina? Like, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
and that
okay.
would match my other
Hmm.
my story
Right.
that
That's
you said you
mhm.
liked this morning you want to include.
Right. Yes. Well, that's right. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, and I guess I'll just to give a very quick intro. So Corina, just in the audio, Corina talks about how a time when she was in fact part of a sting operation, and she explained the details of how complex it was. So I thought, even though the story, of course, is not related to this situation they were living, it is so relevant because it explains exactly why it's so complicated. So we'll include that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is it. Okay. For now, let's go to the next one. Okay, so this question I thought because it's such a simple, I believe we already believe that she will be, but it's good to ask again, right, Cornelia? Just maybe more information comes or
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh oh, you know what? Maybe you should. Okay, it's maybe you should ask like this, Cornelia. I don't know if you have objections, but like you should ask if she's going to be is she going to be sworn in as a 47th on the date that it's scheduled to happen?
Mm,
Okay, does it make
that's
sense?
yeah.
Because I've always kind of seen there may be some delays in terms of that. It could be, I don't know. So
Mm-hmm.
is she going to be, well, I guess two questions. One, is she going to be sworn in as a 47th? One, and two, is it going to happen on the date that it's scheduled to happen? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. So I say, yes, yes, thumbs up, yes, I see. And I see Beyonce in the concert. Oh, I see Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Samantha. You know Samantha, what's the girl that sends espresso? Samantha something. I like her. She's
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
so, and then other, lots of different singers. Is that Adele? No, interesting. But I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know, but basically, I just see it. I see it. I don't know. I see the I see inauguration. Okay, I do. I do.
yeah.
I see her inaugurated. Yes. Is she? Yes. It's saying yes. I see an image of her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yeah. And I see her inaugurated too. I just don't get the time, but I do see there like her sitting in the office and there's a window that's open and
mm,
it's still a little chilly.
mhm.
It's still a little chilly, but it's like a cold, crisp breeze. So I don't, that could
So,
be January. I don't know. That could be a little later. I don't know.
okay. So, all right. So is it? Oh, I see wheels. Like it shows me, like sometimes the closet, I have little like hanger things that have wheels.
Yeah.
So it's saying it could be moved a little bit, but it's saying not too far, but we'll see. But it's saying don't, I get a confirmation that I feel like yes.
Yeah.
Can we ask just to like be safe, is Trump going to be sworn in as the 47th? Just to compare the two visions. Okay, wow.
Well, yeah, there
Interesting.
is no comparison in the vision.
No, but I saw something. I saw an interesting image. So I saw Trump. I don't think I've ever seen him dressed like this, but it's like the when men wear, what is it called? Black tie outfit. He's
Oh
like
yeah,
very
like
fancy.
tuxedo or yeah, yeah.
That's right. And then I see that there's a little ramp and it's like, and there's all this like Vaseline on it. Balls. And and then they like, oh, and then someone's like, ha ha ha, who's laughing now?
Yeah, yeah.
Pull
I don't
and
see
they
him.
pull the ramp. And they're like, ha ha ha, who's laughing now?
And
Like,
he's sliding his own
yeah, so he's
slide.
like it's like all the slimy thing, and they even put the ramp up to pretend like it was everybody pretended, just as he did in a way, right? But like the others, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, you're the
Yeah,
next, you're the next president. But they were like serious, and then just as he thought he was ready, it's like dressed up, ready to go, and then he starts on the ramp and he falls and he not just I feel like he slips, but they pull the ramp out. So I guess Mike, this is interesting because is this image telling you that he's actually, I mean, this could be crazy if it does happen. Oh, but then he raises another question. It's like, is it going to no? Oh, okay. I have okay, Chris. This brings up
it's
another question that somebody
yeah.
else. So the electors are supposed to meet on the 20th of December. Is that's when I think is that the certificate, something like this. Have you seen this? This is the
Yes,
date.
yeah. Hmm. I think he finds out before, obviously,
So
even there would
this,
be an inauguration.
so is this so I guess maybe because of up to now things are not technically official yet, right? Like really, it's like
Nothing's
he
official yet.
declared it, right? And she said to concede, but none of it is legally binding, nothing. So is when it comes to the final stamp, is the it because is he gonna is Trump gonna get to the official stamp that it's certified and everything? Let's ask. No,
Okay.
no.
No, no. It's not even close. It's like,
Right. And I see that, there was like, oh, by the way, there was a website, somebody sent me, I trust Jade so much, but so they're like, you know what, that website you said the thing about that we asked about, like, it's
yeah,
true.
but we got the right answer.
It's
That
okay,
it
yeah.
wasn't right.
But it
We
was
got the right.
so but anyway, so like I just see this that Biden does they have these very important lawyers talking to him, constitutional lawyers that say, no, you don't want to get to the point. Just make sure that it doesn't get to the point where it's because then it becomes a legal challenge. If it's
Exactly.
legally certified, then it becomes that would be complicated. And we know this code is right. It's
Right.
a mess. So it's saying yes, he's aware that it shouldn't get to that. It shouldn't be like if it's not legit, of course it shouldn't be certified because that's when it creates problems. So it will be resolved before then as well, right, Karina? Is that
Right. Yeah.
right? Okay.
I
Okay.
think so too.
Okay, cool. All right, great. Oh,
I think so
thank you. That doesn't help. No, really, like this help. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna listen to that again.
too. I know. I know. Sometimes it goes so fast. And when you're doing this, you kind of forget what you say.
That's right. That's right. So again, this is another question that I addressed the other day, that there's like, we have a giant law enforcement, like, our
Yeah,
national guard or whatever. But people be like, I said before, there's like a lot of inbred people with huge bellies, with guns, I guess. But no, seriously, they're like, oh, I'm gonna, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
Was it rude? I'm sorry, I said that.
no, it's not, because that's what they think they're really tough, but
Mhm,
they're not the kind of guys that
mhm,
are in our military. You know what? There may be a few ex
mhm, mhm.
that are in something like that,
Okay.
but for the majority, no,
Okay.
no.
So that's just that. So are they gonna know? They're like, no. And then I see them, they're like, no, I'm gonna go there, man. I'm gonna go, I have a gun over here. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna show him. And they're like, I'm gonna go, let's go to Walmart and hang out at the
Yeah,
supermarket parking lot, and like with a gun. They say, because they're
yeah,
like, they're not, it's saying no, they're not that tough. And they do know that if they start something, they could, it's a very serious offense. I guess I don't know what they were thinking of doing, but are they going to go out there, kill people and stuff? No, I don't. I just think that, oh, and Corina, you and I were talking, or it was today or yesterday, that I just got this feeling that even the MAGA people know that there's something shady going on. They don't
yeah.
believe either.
No, and I'm not going to go into the whole thing that I sent you last night about how that. Remember how I got that they were eerie.
Oh, that's right.
You remember
Yeah, that's
my
right.
frog
That's
story?
what you're
Yeah,
saying. That's where it comes from. So it's like, yeah, that is just
yeah.
too easy.
They're feeling
Something
the
weird.
eerie
Hmm.
because it was too easy. All of a sudden, they've come out of their fog, and it's like, you know, I'll just say a little bit of like what I saw in the eeriness, how they were taking it. It was like, like you just said, they're tough. They think but
Hmm.
they're just going rah, rah, rah,
Hmm.
rah, and it comes just dying down because all of a sudden they're going, wait a second, we
Hmm.
were told we were going to have to fight for this, and this is too
Right.
easy. So they're
That's
starting to feel the eeriness of that easiness.
right. No,
It's
that's
not, they're questioning it too.
okay.
But you know what else I saw when you were just talking about it?
Mm.
Um, how they were going to react. You know what I saw? You know how, remember, this has been a couple of years ago, I saw the shift change,
Mm.
and I saw another change, like a shift change in them. You know how we've all been dealing with this PTSD for the
Mm.
last years that Trump's been around?
Hmm.
It showed me that the coin flips again on them, in the sense that when it comes out, they're they're now exhausted and worn out and tired. Like,
Mm.
they're tired of the fight too.
Mm. Mm.
But now it switches to them being exhausted and all that. And
Mm.
we get what we want and we triumph and go forward.
Okay. Okay. Cool. No, that's it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. Right. That's it. That gels. That's that rings true, I think. And
Yeah.
it's a good answer. That answers the question, I think. So this part, okay, so let's see, stop, because that's it for this part. Okay.
Mhm.
So Queen and I, you and I are we done for this part, the questions today?
I think so. I think so. Unless anything comes, do you think of anything else with it?
I think that's it. I feel good. I
Yeah.
feel good. Yeah, they're like, no, good, good. They're like, no. And it's saying I'm just gonna add your what you sent me earlier today. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Very
Yeah.
cool. Okay,
Thank
cool.
you. Thank you.
Okay, great, Queen. It was wonderful. And I'll talk to you. We'll talk. Okay, we'll talk.
Yep.
Let me pause the recording
Yeah.
here.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
But okay. Okay, so I um am making this tidbit here after, like, so Karina and I spoke earlier. So what we do is sometimes she sends me audio, and then we also have a conversation that I recorded and posted. And now I'm editing the video. And as I was editing the video, I remembered something that I think is quite important that came up and I had sent to her. But it's like, guys, so much happening every day, all the time, that I wanted to discuss it. Okay. And of course, she can address it tomorrow. Or yeah, by the way, I don't know if we may or may not have make a video tomorrow, but I think it's important. So it's this question of Trump's. I'm curious myself. I hadn't looked into it, so I just want to look into it. So reports are Trump has been under medical supervision since election night and hasn't been seen even outdoors. He's not going to make the 4 years. So the question is this, like, is it what's going on? And I read this before, like his where for somebody who supposedly won an election, he's been absent. Wouldn't you be so thrilled and excited if don't you think it's kind of like, oh, let me just disappear? So what is going on with Trump? Okay, so what's going on? Why is he what's going on with Trump? Yeah, he's interesting. He slipped. He could have fallen. And also, you know what? It's funny. Corina uses the word a lot, glitchy, and I feel like he's kind of like also doing that, glitching. I think he's resting. Glitchy. Yes. So what's going on? Does he know? I feel like he's not well. I don't, I mean, but I think it's honestly, I feel like it's more of the same in the sense that he has that behavior, but now that the goal has been accomplished, I think fake win, then there's a sense of collapse and he's not putting himself together. But at the same time, we know that I think people like Peter Thiel want him out, right? They used him to get, I think, what they wanted. And wait, hold on. Oh, you know what? Sorry, guys. You know what it is? I press some button and you'll see that the video that I made with Corina, none of our faces show. She doesn't show her own video, but usually I have my face, even if it's tiny like this. I know for some reason I think it sees full, or like I'm used to it or something. So I just saw now that it's not showing. So anyway, so here I am. I just so hello. Okay. So he hasn't been, so is he so I have a question. If this is true, then Trump has a meeting with Biden on Wednesday. Is he going to? Yes, he will. But I feel like he's in and out. There's something about his focus it's hard for him to focus. And it's like he speaks of it. I think it's some sort of like a mental, I don't know if it's dementia, but he's losing a sense of time. Like you say, oh, congratulations for your win. And he thinks it's 2016 or something, right? So that's what I get. Okay. But I do think he will probably show up to the meeting on Wednesday. Okay. So that's that. I'm going to stop this part now.